Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Rogue Trader. Me, Break It Dawn. Let's go speak with Cabela and confront Confessor Adalbert, who I don't think is guilty.
Domin, I have spun a web of crimson in the plasma drive chambers and ensnared Nemesight's accomplices with it. It is done. My divination has revealed that your confessor, the sower of faith aboard this vessel, is stained with deceit. The Undying One has spoken. His time has come.
We need to discuss your hunt in the plasma drive chambers.
I have been awaiting your questions, Domin. Ask away.
It felt like I was with you somehow. Is that even possible?
Perhaps what you saw was induced by the ritual essence. Perhaps it was the Undying One's will that made you see. I too sensed a thread between us. Indeed, there were times when I could almost sense you with me. It was a comforting feeling.
I expressly forbade your cult from killing, and yet, not only did you arrange for that enforcer to die, you also performed a blood divination.
Such was the Undying One's will, and yours before that, Domin. You blessed my hunt so that I might lead you to Nemesight. Your blade performed its service, and the hunt was fruitful. If you consider me deserving of punishment, then I will accept your wrath.
Option 2. I pardon you for these killings, for they were justified. But do not defy me again. Cabela bows her head deferentially. Are you satisfied with the results of the hunt?
No. One of the false champion's lackeys has escaped. I deserve no forgiveness.
I have heard enough. Cabela stares at you intently, perhaps too intently. He says nothing. We also have to go speak to Zachary Weiss. But we'll do that once we finish this quest. Who knows, maybe all the upper echelons or gene stealers are in with the Nemesight's cult. Cabela extends a finger topped with a metal claw toward Confessor Adalbert. The divination has revealed that you stand beside the enemy Nemesight. Speak only the truth before the Daemon and the Undying One. Adalbert meets Cabela's words calmly, with almost majestic resignation. Defender of the people and a tyrant's minion are two faithful servants of opposing ideas. Two souls that have rejected everything else for the sake of duty. And I truly see that your collision with him was inevitable. Adalbert shifts his gaze to you and lets out a mournful sigh. I was warned about your visit, Donnie Dawson, as well as its purpose. Who alerted you to my visit? My son, protector of those whose blood you feed upon, whose hard work is paid for your content life on the upper decks of this ship. I demand an explanation, Confessor. This instant. Your pet tormentor extols death as right. I know Nemesight, and I assist him. Just like him, I am your enemy, Donnie Dawson. Adalbert raises his voice, and in the soft tenor, you hear notes of accusation as deep as rolling thunder. And I'm also the enemy of your cruel regime, where life is dirt under the enforcer's feet, where man has nothing to eat, writhes in fear, and knows no hope. Tarbat clenches her fist until her knuckles crunch. You treasonous impostor. To think that I listened to your sermons and was anointed by your hand. You'll choke on your words along with the teeth I'm about to knock out. Adalbert dignifies her with neither a word nor a glance. And you were so good at moaning about the servants he killed. I grieve for them, but they were unreliable. They could have compromised us. He had to die, but the fault for their deaths lies with you and your enforcer dogs, fear of whom we are forced to hide. You're not even trying to lie. This is commendable. Adalbert shrugs, his kindly face growing harder. Why would I? The dogs have come looking for blood. They'll not leave without a kill. Such is your vicious nature. So, you're a heretic then? No. Heresy is what you and your fellow bloodsuckers believe in. The ecclesiarchy has turned faith into a whip to drive the powerless. The aristocracy has turned it into a shield to cover their transgressions. And the enforcers have turned it into a club with which to beat those who dare to raise their voices. Your faith is an instrument of lies and suppression, and I renounced it long ago. My faith promises salvation, not thraldom. I'll judge his eyes flash. Betrayer of the faith, your blasphemous words will perish with you. Even when it is fighting injustice, your kind only manages to foster more evil in its midst. I too desire a better life for my subjects. The path to that need not be violent. Let us make peace and change life on the ship together. Tortured doubt lingers on the Confessor's face for a moment, before being superseded by his former conviction. Even if your intentions are pure, you are too tainted, poisoned. No, the matter is clear. You are us. Peace and coexistence are impossible. Do you serve Nemesis, or do you command him? I follow him as he once followed me. Nemesis is my son, if not by blood then in spirit. I took him in as a willful child, and I fostered the best in him. A passion for justice, the indomitable flame of a fighter, an unyielding determination. I've been preparing him for years. You've raised a living instrument that serves a purpose without question. Cabela speaks cautiously, as if not entirely sure of her judgment. Such is his purpose, to be the hope, to break the shackles, to end the centuries of torment that have passed aboard this ship. A great sacrifice for a great cause. He falls silent, looking at Cabela expectantly. You should be familiar with his ways, except that instead of a sower of freedom, you're raised to be an executioner's sword. What else were you lying about? One last confession? Why not? He frowns and pulls back his collar, as if he is short of breath. I am not Adalbert. That was the name of an initiate from a clan of confessors who passed away from disease many years ago. I was born in squalor on the lower decks, and at the behest of the He falters, as if he wanted to add something else. The matriarch? And it was by the Emperor's command that I took Adalbert's place through deception, pretending to be him. The dead man had inherited much influence and many thrones from his clan, which hastened my successful rise through the ranks. But it was not for wealth and power that I did this. I accepted the burden of hard work to empower the common people, to pave the way for liberation from oppression and injustice. And my part is almost done. Cabela whispers to you. I sense no lie in his voice or bearing, Dom and Donnie Dawson. He feels and welcomes death with open arms. The moment favors us. We must learn more. He who betrayed his oaths will not deliver Nemesis to us. From his words we may divine knowledge of our enemy. How does your deception go unnoticed? You were not there for those years of pestilence. My confessors attended every deck and died in multitudes. New ministers were recruited in every port, at every station. Their names and faces blurred together. We recognized our kin only by their robes. No one who knew Adalbert's true face survived that time. The Emperor saved me from being exposed. Your liberation is rooted in betrayal and bloodshed. This is war, Donnie Dawson. The war for our liberation. And we're willing to die and kill for it. And to kill for it. Because our enemy is brutal and deaf to our pleas. You have deserved it. He resolutely places his hand over his heart. Starback reacts to his gesture with due suspicion, sharply gripping her weapon, prepared to eliminate any threat to you. So, Nemesis is just a man. Excellent. It is harder to kill a legend. The words of a tyrant inebriated with power and impunity. He smiles bitterly. Nemesis is an idea. You have the arrogance to believe you can kill an idea made flesh. It is better this way, so keep underestimating him. Are you hoping he will save you now? No, we decided otherwise. I'm not worth him risking his life, so do not expect to capture him through me. My son has no attachments, for they would only make him weak. He will gladly sacrifice himself for his dream of liberty and equality, and I must do the same. I only grieve that, thanks to your efforts, I cannot be near my son and ease his burden. Attachment makes us weak. Cabela's whisper is barely audible. You see her face grow more dismal still. You made a weapon out of him, just as he made a weapon out of you. Any last words, Adalbert? The shackles will fall, and there'll be nothing left of your tyranny, nor of you. Adalbert speaks without hatred. His even voice is that of a martyr on his way to glory. Cabela, it was you who found him. Therefore, it is up to you to pass judgment. Bella takes a step forward and makes a straight, sharp sweeping gesture, as if crossing Adalbert's figure or severing an invisible thread. Death has whispered your name, betrayer of vows. The judgment of the Undying One awaits you. You seem to have mistaken my humility in the face of death for submission. Adalbert smiles weakly. It's not for you to decide my fate. I'll make the choice myself. I'll surrender my life in the fight for our future. I will die, but I'll take you with me. He clicks his fingers. The initiates who have been standing humbly around turn in your direction. The white robes opening to reveal a variety of weapons. For Nemesis, brothers and sisters. For freedom. Lord Captain, this is an ambush. They have been waiting for us. Tarback's shout hits your ears, droning out hurried footsteps and the clanking of gun plasteel. As a grenade, protect the Lord Captain. Death to the oppressors. How convenient.
I'll make an example out of you.
I'd like to return the favor, your lordship. I assure you my initiation has not robbed me of my enforcer skills. That's right.
I didn't flinch.
Right, Rocco, go to the shrine. I think I remember that.
If it serves your cause. I am not your Xenos pet monkey. I understand your intent.
The angel will reward us.
The Sire's song guides me. We bring deliverance.
Scorn the pain.
Faith without deeds is worthless. Doubt is for the weak. For you, my Emperor!
Quick, quick!
Hey, good job, buddy. Got a hammer.
Temporary setback.
An offering of blood. Trust me. As the tenets demand.
The Sire's song guides me.
Only the faithful will ascend.
Alright, hang in there, buddy.
The true believers are inherent.
Failure is just a temporary setback. Who if not me?
Indeed. Victory is imminent. I took care of this one. At your beck and call.
Let's see to it. Get me a target. But of course, the Inquisition sends their regards. Let's see to it. I'm done with this one.
Here we go.
I won't object to it. For the throne, be gone. The Emperor is on our side. Let's see to it. But of course, Lord Captain. I need a foothold.
Good job, Heinrichs. Really helped clear the
I
board.
will not die in dishonor.
This tedium is beneath me. I am not your Xenos pet monkey. If I must.
Guided by faith. As the Emperor commands, I act. In thy light I stand, and thy light I crave.
There you have it. Battle is over, and silence descends once again upon the chapel, except for the big fire in the middle of it. Flakes of ash whirl quietly in the air before coming to a rest on the blood trickling slowly across the floor. You ought to see this, Dom and Donnie Dawson. Bella leans over the Confessor's body, and slices off the edge of his collar with her blade, leaving a tiny scar on the back of his neck. Looks just like the one the captured worker in the plasma drive chambers had, except that this one clearly healed a long time ago. So he was connected to the genetic aberration as well. Delightful. We now know much more about the enemy. Bella ponderously runs her finger along the flat of the blade. About just how deep the poison of conspiracy runs within the veins of your ship. But the blood-spun web has wrapped itself around its base too tightly. Nemesis can no longer hope to escape. Ruminations are interrupted by a furious hiss. Starback snarls a curse through her teeth, and spits at Adalbert's smoky remains. Her left arm hangs limp, and her face is mangled by shrapnel. Lord Captain, we have a prisoner. She points her weapon at the man standing hunched over in pain. Permission to finish off the cur. Down with the tyrant. The broad-shouldered initiate who calls himself Zeke clutches a deep wound, glaring at you with hatred. Lord Captain, are you unharmed? Brodko, formerly an enforcer and now an initiate, has not lost his usual cold composure, despite the fact that his white robes are stained with blood. Brodko, how did you come to be here at just the right moment? I was praying, your lordship. Ever since you spared me, I've been praying a lot. Brodko's grim face now looks haggard. His cheekbones jut out, and his former well-off appearance has taken on an air of noble piety. When I saw those vermin pull out their weapons, I considered it unacceptable to stand aside. I may have been found a bad officer, but not once have I been called a bad fighter. I'm glad to see you in one piece. Today, I'll be praying to the God Emperor for your health. Address Zeke. I have questions for you, traitor. I doubt you'll like the answers. Were you serving Nemesis for a cause, or simply for money? Zeke flashes you a bloody grin. He promised us freedom. Where's Nemesis' hideout? Even the Confessor didn't know where it is. He's afraid of spies, or of giving his son's secrets away under torture. You see, you can't get to our champion. Are there any other senior officers helping you? Officers? Huh. There's no one else among them who is pure. They only care about power, and gorging themselves on the scraps you throw them, or else they would have long since turned against you. Zeke can barely finish his sentence before he's beset by a torrent of gurgling coughs. How many more of you mutineers are hiding on my ship? I want to know your names. I want to know where you meet. Everything. The Confessor said every compartment has people who fight for our cause. They promised to take me into the circle of our most devoted believers. Then I would know. But even then, I would tell you nothing, not even under torture. I've learned all I need. The Initiate only looks at you sullenly. They were waiting for us. It was a trap. Yes, Lord Captain. Adalbert had been warned, yet he chose not to flee. Instead, he stayed behind to set a trap for us. Did he really believe this madness would succeed? He would somehow survive. He did not want to survive. His only hope was to kill. Nemesis managed to turn his adoptive father into a blade pointed squarely at the Damon's throat, just as Adalbert himself had once turned Nemesis into a weapon. Neither of them feared death. Too much evidence points to Nemesis being a Kellermorph, special Xenos bred for subversion. A Kellermorph utilizes the discontent of the masses and incites them to revolt, with the end goal of removing local rulers loyal to the Imperium and installing Genestealer cultists in their place. This creature wears the mask of a populist leader, one who inspires the mutinous rabble. Will not stop until one of you is dead, Donnie Dawson. Not at Zeke. Now, let us decide what to do with our surviving traitor. Did I kill him in vain? Cabela shakes her head. Those who follow the tenets of the web know that, just as we serve death, so too does it serve us. Allow the death of this man to become an instrument in your hands, Dom and Donnie Dawson. Pass off the traitor's body as that of Nemesis. Instill fear in his supporters. The enemy will be forced to act to undo this deception, exposing himself in the process. What would that accomplish? All warriors fight for something, be it fame, life, wealth, or their loved ones. Nemesis cares nothing for these things. He sacrifices his kin, scorns glory, and amasses no riches. I'm sure he would gladly give up his own life if necessary. Nemesis fights for an idea, so that is where we must strike. Make his idea bleed, and he will be obligated to respond. Whoever is forced to react instead of acting, dies. This Makai makes her traps deftly, with sharp edges and relentless bonds. Yet once again she uses blood. Blood and death. Not as a hunter, but as a killer. Alright, enough blood has been spilled. I hereby pardon this deluded fool, and show the rest of the vessel that I am not the monster that Nemesis paints me to be. Pardon? Does this mean I can go? Zeke glances nervously about like a harried animal. Have you really... Forgive me, your lordship. I thought you... But then... I'm so sorry. But as one traitor dealt with, Lord Captain, how many more have been poisoned by the false confessor's heresy? A new spiritual shepherd must be appointed quickly to banish any mutinous thoughts sown by the traitor from the minds of the crew, and to strengthen their faith and obedience. Without the ship's confessor, the rabble will begin to whisper that the Emperor has forsaken us. Such doubts will only play into the rebels' hands. Blessed shields. Alright, so the first option will give us Righteous Fervor. Attack craft and torpedoes gain +2 void movement points. Prayers of Confessor Arabella have roused the crew to purge any and all foes of the God Emperor, service the weapons of his wrath with exemplary rigor. Option 2, Blessed Shields. Shield strength on each side of the flagship is increased by 10%. The sermons of Confessor Zerman have inspired the crew to defend the vessel with all their might, devote greater efforts to serving the machine spirits that sustain its blessed shields. Option 3, Merciless Salvos. The flagship gains plus 15% critical hit chance. The sacraments of Confessor Terticius have blessed the crew with a vision of how they might rain unrelenting death down upon enemy vessels, seek out their vulnerabilities in the heat of battle. Yeah. Appoint a loyal crew member who's known for the strength of their faith. Someone the Children of the Void will recognize as their own. We do not want any outsiders. As you command, I order the chapel to be restored. I order the chapel be restored as well. I'll send agents to every deck. The next time Nemesite rears his head, which I am certain will happen sooner rather than later, we'll be one step ahead of him, and not the other way around. Starback staggers away. Your gaze turns to the motionless Cabela, looking at her own reflection within a pool of blood. Something wrong. I'm thinking about Nemesite, my adversary. The more I learn about him, the more I see a vague reflection of myself. A twisted reflection, perhaps, but all too familiar. Like me, he's forced to tread the path of servitude from an early age, stripped of anything that might stand in the way of duty. A champion and a zealot left with nothing but an idea, forged and tempered by his mentor. You're different. He is a murderer. You understand the true value of human death. This is true. Like a puppeteer, he pulls at the threads of other people's destinies, tangling and severing them. When I cut these threads, it is only as the Undying One commands, with timely precision. I must stop Nemesite so that I might save your subjects from premature death. He looks away, then turns back to you as if remembering something. Damadani Dawson, our conversation is not yet over. Please stay with me for a few moments. There's something I want to ask. Bella makes a ritual gesture. You notice her fingers tremble. Damadani Dawson, you need to know about what happened. You and no one else. During the divination that revealed Adalbert's betrayal to me, my trance was interrupted. Instead of converging on a single point, my thoughts were thrown off the intended path, and I lost my thread. She looks up at you with distress in her eyes. What distracted me were thoughts of you. You were thinking about me. She nods. Your image intruded upon my mind when it was supposed to act as a blade seeking its target, when all of my being was focused on fulfilling my duty. My trance is broken, and I committed an offense against the Undying One. I was able to restore my trance and banish all thoughts that didn't belong, but that this happened at all is still worrying. He pauses. You are dear to me, more so than I first realized. It's my duty to serve the Undying One. What if she falters and looks at you intently? What if your presence in my mind, in my labyrinth, goes against the tenets? Thinking about someone you hold dear is perfectly normal. You don't understand. It may be normal for laypeople, but not within the bloodspun web. Not for me. If I lose control of what makes me a faultless weapon, then what will be left of me? Dom and Donnie Dawson. Our fates are connected. We walk the same labyrinth. Tell me, what would you do if your mind's worries were to dull your resolve, mar your spirit? I would continue doing my duty. Bella nods, though somewhat uncertainly. Of course. It'd be strange to expect you to say otherwise, Dom and Donnie Dawson. Bella gives you a look of painful doubt and tenderness. Enough. Let us go back. Before she turns to leave, her fingers wrap around your hand and squeeze it passionately. Enemy Finder. If the target of the wearer's range attack fails a toughness resistance test with a -10 penalty, then attack inflicts exhaustion on that target. And Fire Retribution. This heavy flamer has additional area attack called Scorching Retribution. Attack sets a target area on fire for 1 round. Pretty cool.
I always keep my options open.
Dolmen.
Alright. Well, I'm going to call it here, and next time we will continue exploring the Kronos Expanse. But for now, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.